Yay. I'm so excited about that. All right. So,
Test.
first of all, I'm going to tell y'all I got a cue card. And I'm so excited. And they're yellow. I just wanted to share that with everybody. And they say Pandagasms. And they're yellow. They're yellow. They're yellow.
What color are they?
Amarillo.
What color is that?
It is Hispanic Heritage Month. They are amarillo.
Amarillo.
I'm guessing that wasn't the intent.
Amarillo.
All right. I guess I'll be for real now.
Rojo.
Because I got yellow cue cards.
Verde.
All right, sorry. I had to get that out my system. All right, so
Azul.
we are back.
Hey.
And we have a guest tonight. His name is Mr. J.
Hey, how y'all doing?
No, see,
I'm
we're
happy
going to
to
start
be
this
here.
all over. We're going to start this
What's
all
going
over.
on?
Ready? You ready? We're starting over.
Absolutely.
Wheel and come again, selector. No, sir, no,
I'm
sir. All right.
following you.
Hold on. Oh, no. There's people being weird on TikTok right now, and it's really getting on my nerves. All right.
You got some haters? Or they trying to jump on the live?
It's
Yeah.
bots. It's
I like
bots.
that crowd you got over
No,
there.
that's a bot. They're bots.
Those bots?
They're bots.
Trying to get on
Yeah. They'll be all right.
and go live?
Listen, welcome to Pandagasms. I am your hyper hostess, Panda, and this is my lovely
on
guest
camera.
tonight of the evening, Jay. How you
Hey.
doing here, Mr. J?
I'm good. It's your friendly neighborhood DJ, Jay Spriggs. I'm in the building.
Jay Spriggs is in the building.
With Panda
DJ Jay
Gasms.
Spriggs is in the building. Welcome, DJ Jay Spriggs.
I'm so excited to be here.
Are you? Tell me why you're excited to be here.
Can I swear?
Yes.
You don't swear on here?
AV prefers not. AV says yes. He
Yeah, I'm not
shrugged.
cool. Yeah, nah, I don't swear a lot. I just wanted to say, I'm going to say
Why
one.
not?
Dead ass.
You're excited? I'm
Yeah,
excited that you're
wild
here.
excited.
I'm excited that you're excited to be here.
What,
makes
I'm
me feel good. I like
crazy
when my
excited.
guests are excited.
I got to keep my composure a little bit.
You know what, Jay? Don't get on my nerves
No,
today.
I'm
So
dead- I'm
anyway,
dead ass.
Jay, talk to us. Tell us a little bit about you. Who is Jay Spriggs, the DJ? Who is DJ Jay Spriggs? Let us know. Talk to us. Let's talk.
So I'm a DJ. I've been DJing for like about 10 years outside.
So you don't DJ inside?
Yeah. I learned inside. You know what I mean? And like
I'm just
just
asking
doing
because
my
you
thing.
said you DJ
But
outside.
but like out in the public, like you know what I mean? Out getting paid to DJ for a public crowd. Yeah, it's been about 10 years.
That's good.
Yeah, and yeah, that's what it is with me.
What got you into DJing?
I'm a hip hop kid.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I came up in the 80s, the 90s. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a DJ. Like I just always was into hip hop. Once I discovered it, like you know what I mean, and then once I seen people doing it like live, you know what I mean, in my face, people that I knew, you know what I mean, personally. Once I saw that, because at first it was like only on TV,
Right.
you know what I mean? And then once I seen people do it in my face from like my neighborhood, I was like, yo, this is what
Doing
I
what,
want to do.
DJing?
Just hip hop in general.
What's your favorite hip hop song? Favorite hip hop group?
That's a hard
Top
hard
5.
question. I mean, to be honest, I'm a Mobb Deep person.
Okay.
They're just about to drop their like a posthumous album. One of their members is past Prodigy. So they're coming out with an album soon, so I'm like excited for that. So they might be at like the top of my list right now.
Okay.
But I came up under all of that, like De La Soul, Public Enemy,
Yeah.
EPMD.
You showing your age.
Yeah, I'm old school.
You are
I'm old
definitely,
school. I'm old school.
definitely
Hey,
showing
I'm
your
still,
age.
I'm still here.
Absolutely.
still here.
And we're always grateful for
Yeah,
life, right?
I'm not washed.
So everybody who's in the comments, tell us who's your
I'm
favorite
not washed.
hip hop.
I'm not washed.
Oh
Let me
my
say
God,
that.
your favorite hip hop
Like
group.
Dr.
Dad.
Umar. Because some people is washed from my era. I'm not washed. Look,
What would you consider washed?
washed. You know washed when you see it.
Right, but everybody has a different definition for everything. So what is your
There
definition of washed?
ain't no different definitions for it's one definition
Because for
of
me,
washed.
washed is you're in the bed by 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm not washed. I'm in the bed by like 9.
Yeah, you're washed.
Yeah,
You're washed.
like 10. I got
10
responsibilities.
is pushing it. 10 is pushing it.
No, I got responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? I got to get up and do my thing.
All right, let me be specific. Let me re-say that. For me, washed is being in the bed at 7 o'clock on a Friday.
That's washed.
Yeah, that's washed.
I make it to at least like 8:30.
Yeah, we're washed.
So
we're
I'm not washed yet. You know what I'm saying?
It is what it is. You washed, Javi?
Proudly washed. Listen,
My
That's what
glasses
I'm
are
saying.
not
You
even
come from-
saying it
tonight.
like it's a bad thing.
You-
No.
yeah,
I
you
I'm
come
happy
from-
to be
I
here.
absolutely love being washed.
yeah, you come from neighborhoods that like I don't want to assume nothing, but like most
you
of us
got
come
it.
from. You get
Stereotype
old
me.
enough
You're
to
right.
be washed. I'm married. I got a kid.
Absolutely.
He said,
I'm happy to be
he
here.
said stereotype me.
Yo,
Yeah,
look,
facts.
yeah, look at me up and down. I'm exactly what I look. Yep, that's where I'm from. I'm from Dorchester.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I was from Dorchester. I was raised in Dorchester, Four Corners to be exact,
Okay.
and came up around Fields Corner, and I went to Dorchester Youth Collaborative as a teen, so we was always like performing. Started off in a dance group.
What was the name of the dance group?
My first dance group was Raw Moves. We was like hood famous. If anybody's watching this, if anybody's like washed, they know.
So, I was sheltered, so I don't know.
Yeah. Nah,
Who these
it's some
people
old school. It's some old school. You're asking me, so I'm saying it.
No, yes, because I want to. You
You're
know, there's
asking,
people
so
out
I'm
there who
saying
do
it.
know. I just don't.
But that is the real deal. Like I came up in the like Kid and Play era. Mm-hmm. So I was
House
like,
party.
yeah, I'm like the brown skin with the little flat top. My man was like
Play.
light skin with the big flat top.
So you're Play.
So I was Play. My man was Kid. You know what I mean? That's how I came into the game, and then from there, I've been in mad groups, and I'm in a group right now. I'm still in a group.
You're in a dance group right now?
No. I'm in a rap group.
Oh, a rap group. You're in a rap group. What's the name of the rap group?
Beanstalk.
Rap.
I'm a DJ.
Oh. Leave me alone.
What you want? What you want from me?
I ain't
Yeah.
doing this with you today.
But,
All right, so born and raised in Matt. I mean, sorry, I was
hip-hopped
about to say
out.
Mattapier.
Hip hop, it saved me.
Hip hop saved you?
Yeah, it raised me and saved me. All
Hey,
that.
listen.
I'm still
music
here.
is a healthy gateway.
Yeah,
That's all I got to say.
A lot
to
of
that.
people's gone. Hey, you know what? Too, before we get deeper, I was coming up here and I just seen on social media that Professor Jeff
So we're gonna get
Gray,
there. We're gonna get there.
You know Professor
he
Jeff
was on
Gray?
my show. I went to high school with
Oh
him.
my God.
So we're gonna get there. Hold on.
Okay, word.
We're gonna give Jeff his respect when the
Yeah,
time is coming.
rip.
Right now, this moment is about you.
It's about me. Let's
right now,
get
it's
it.
about you. Yeah. So we'll get to Jeff. Always.
I'm
But
gonna
go
slow
ahead.
down.
So back to you, and you pretty much got into it from growing up as a kid and just seeing it in the neighborhood. You're from Dorchester, born and raised. What else did you share with us today? That was pretty much it. And then how
Watching people,
did you?
watching
Oh, you're
people
watching
like
people. That's right.
watching people like the Almighty RSO, TDS Mob. I'm from that era. Here and Now. All them groups, the Maurice Starr era. He was still around. The talent. I came up in the talent show era. Like Boston was like, New Edition just got their way.
Yeah, they
right?
just got their street
So
name.
when I
Yeah.
started, they had just left. But Maurice Starr, who discovered them, he was still around, and he still had groups. He still had groups. They were still doing talent shows at the Lee School and all these, places.
I know the Lee School.
Yeah.
All these other things.
Nah, I like this because
Yeah.
that's a good history lesson because
Yeah,
people
I'm
don't
old school,
realize
yeah.
how, and not just you, like that is pretty old school, but people don't realize how rooted Boston is
Yeah.
in hip hop history, right?
Yep.
Like, and we I think we fell off obviously for many reasons. We got gentrified to hell, but
Mm-hmm.
Boston hip hop, R&B, just the whole culture, B-boys, all that, like
It was
Yeah.
deep. So
Yeah.
like people might not have known because we had such a dry spell during whatever the 90s, 2000s. It was kind of iffy, but we never really had nobody that was like on. But we did though. We always had the top groups on. You know what I mean? You talk about New Edition, That's the best R&B group ever. You know what I mean? They from here.
Gangstar.
Gangstar. Keith E from Guru. He from here. That's one of the best rap groups ever. You know what I mean? You got New Kids on the Block. That's the best white boy band.
And they were your neighbors.
Ever. Yeah, absolutely.
They were essentially your neighbors.
Yeah. I came up under them because, like I said, we was in Phil's Corner
area, yeah.
And then, so imagine the race that was there because you seen all of that happening. So the people that was coming after that, trying to chase that, I seen like the most talented people ever, like growing up, like on stage at the Strand Theater.
I wish they would use the Strand more. Like, I really hope that they reconstruct it and make it pretty.
I mean, don't sleep. Like, we did have a dry spell, but I think Spark FM's been highlighting this a lot.
Absolutely.
Like the young people. And then shout out Millie's. I mean, he's Cambridge, but at the same time, shout out Millie's.
There's a big resurgence of, not even a resurgence, it's an emergence of a Boston rap scene. So like I said, 10 years I've been out. So like 2014 is when I came out and started DJing, like, out in the public, like I said. And right there, my family, is Michael Christmas. And, I seen them, they came on the rap scene, and then Cousin Stiz. And then that's like Millie's and all of them. Like all of them was coming up, Beer. You know what I'm saying? All those people I met, like back then, I was like grinding. Dutch Rebel. You know what I'm saying? I met her back then. There's just a whole bunch of people. And then as you see, they were grinding. And now look, they all Beers with Nicki Minaj, you know what I'm saying, doing all this stuff. Millie's is over here with Jadakiss doing his thing. Who else? There's a whole bunch of people, you know what I'm saying, that get it.
Y'all gonna hate me because I don't remember his name, but he's out of Worcester. He was just
Join the Lucas.
Yes. He's probably one of the best lyricists out right now. He's crazy.
I seen he got the video. He's in the bed.
Y'all teaching me something tonight because y'all know
he in the bed with Maya.
Oh, yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? What you want from him? He's in the bed with Maya. You know what I mean? He's from Massachusetts.
That song. I love that song.
You love Join the Lucas, son.
I said I love the song. I don't know him, but the song with Maya within. Oh my God. Anyway, we're not. That's not a topic for tonight. That's not a topic for tonight.
Right now,
that is where we are.
But that's where we always really came from.
Understood that song and video, in the perception of the different perspectives. But anyway, so a little backstory. Jay and I met doing the farmers market for Mattapan.
Is that where we met?
Don't get on my nerves.
Nice.
So the farmers market that Mattapan had, I was doing the yoga. He was obviously DJing with his partner. Out in the
community. I'm a community DJ.
And it was a free thing. They have the farmers in the city and there was kids. So I was doing my rounds of asking people if they wanted to come around to the stations to do some yoga. And him and his partner, they came by. And they did some yoga. Did he come by? Or was it just you?
It was just
me.
Just
you. Sorry, my bad. And he came by. He did some yoga stretches. And we exchanged socials.
You tell him how you cracked my back.
You know what? Burr, 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 burr.
Hey, I ain't here for no reason. Trust me. There's a reason why I'm here.
I mean, this is Panda, guys. So if anything is about to happen, about to be said, you know what I mean?
I ain't have my back cracked like that. And, it was crazy. I respect it. I'm here.
So yoga is fantastic for things of that nature. It will definitely get the icks and cracks that you needed cracked done. Speaking of which, I have an event September 20th, Token Flow. Make sure you're there. Tickets on Eventbrite. Back to you getting your back crack at the event. So, and that's how we connected. And I was like, hey, I have a podcast. Would you guys like to come on? His partner wasn't available to come on to record tonight, unfortunately, but he was able, and it works. So,
I didn't tell him.
You get on my nerves.
I was trying to hog the spotlight.
So we're going to go into the questions. So I have these cards, right? So real quick. No, before we do the show, me and these glasses and I are not going to work tonight. So before we get into the topics, Mr. J did bring up our good friend, Professor J. So before we get into the show, we do want to give a moment and give condolences to Jeff's friends, family, and anyone that was close to him, anyone that touched him. He did Boston, the Black Trivia for Boston. He came on our show twice. We both went to Latin Academy together. He was class of 2000. I was class of '01. So we kind of go back. Not kind of go back. We went back. So I feel like right now it's about to be a little Latin Academy reunion because a lot of us didn't really keep in touch, and some of us did. And now, when traumatizing things like this happen, it usually brings people together. It's usually for a short time because that's people. But hopefully it doesn't end there. Hopefully when we all do get together again, because we are in like the second half of our lives, this is our reality. Hug somebody. Tell them you love them because we're here today and we're gone today. With that being said, we're going to give Jeff and his friends and his family and everyone's lives that he touched in a positive light a few seconds of silence. And we're going to dive into the show. With that, what you got to say?
Professor Jeff. I met him before I seen him doing the trivia and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He had a studio. So I told you I always been in a rap group. So I think our studio, something had happened with our studio. Maybe I think our studio had closed down or the engineer left. And somehow, some way, I came across Jeff. I don't even know how I met him. I don't know if somebody gave me his number or something like that. But we started going over his house and recording. And he was like such a cool dude.
Yeah.
Like he's a family man. And he was like letting us into his basement to go record. Didn't really know us from nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And he was just like, was so cool. And I'm like shocked at that, because I definitely was looking forward to like reconnecting with
Me
him.
too.
You know what I'm saying? Going to one of those events, one of those trivia joints. And that's so sad, man, because it's always like good people like that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That, so.
He will be missed.
Yeah, my condolences to his family and all that stuff because we used to be in his house like, his kids is there, his wife's there, you know what I'm saying?
He's definitely a good dude.
And he was letting us do our thing in there. So respect and peace and love to Jeff and his family.
Absolutely.
My B.
No.
I'm bringing it down. I feel bad.
No
I just
such
got
thing
that
as bringing it
information.
down.
I'm
Nah, yo, like the whole
Right,
the
we
whole
processed
city.
this yesterday.
Like he was
We
Yeah, I
processed
just
this
seen it like
yesterday.
an hour ago.
he's part. I consider him part of the Panda Gasms family.
Yeah, he's definitely part
like
of the family.
and shoot, like the fact that people say like this summer was one of Boston's blackest summers we've had in a long time, and for it
That's
to
a
end
fact.
on this note, like I consider him like one of the pillars of Black
Pillars
Boston.
in the community,
You
yeah.
know?
Black trivia,
Yeah,
like,
right?
it's
Yo,
super black.
He was one of my debate
Yeah.
people. Me and him used to go
'Cause
at
he
it
had
on so
sense.
many
He-
stuff. He was
he
an
was so
intellectual,
smart.
bro. Like he's definitely his presence is gonna be missed, man. So don't.
He
Absolutely.
told me he was a Latin Academy kid. That's why
Yeah,
he was moving
He was
like
a dragon. He was a dragon.
that. I'm from the Wolf Pack too, just in case anybody want to
So
know.
he's from Latin
from
school.
Boston
He's
Latin
an
school.
alumni from Latin
Yeah.
school. So,
Oh, you smart.
Hey man, I
us
do what I
exam
can
school
do.
kids, we kind of, we're a little different. But yeah,
Don't get it twisted.
Jeff is gonna definitely be always remembered by everybody in the community because he was definitely a good guy. All right, so now we got past that part.
What you about to
I'm having
ask
so
me?
much fun with these cue cards because I already know what we're gonna talk about. I know the topics in my head this time, but I just want to be cute with my cards.
I don't know if your ADD is gonna help. Like this gonna be this gonna be an interesting project.
It's
Let's see what
not-
happens.
It's not helping.
You
at
got
all.
you got like 150 cue cards. Let's see if we can get through all those.
So no. Let me give an explanation real quick. So these cards, this is something new for the show. So you know how we've been like asking random questions at the end of the show? These are random questions that I was going to ask Mr. J if he wanted us to do before the show or after, before we jumped into topics. But I think it'll be best if we wait to the end. What do you think? Wait to the end?
Yeah, do
All
whatever
right,
you
so we're
want
going
to
to wait
do.
to the end. And these are the questions. It's just random questions. So he's going to pick one of the cards. And then it's just a fun random thing going on.
I like it.
So, and just to keep in mind, this is a podcast where we just have respectful conversations. He's going to give his perspective on things. I'm going to give mine. Neither one of us are like doctors or therapists. It's just our opinions because I know how people
Trick
can be.
me.
People hear what they want to hear and they go off of that. And it's the most amazing thing. The little clips that we'll put up on social media, they're very triggering to people. And I just be sitting back in the comments like, damn, did y'all watch the whole video? I I love when people be like panties in a bunch in the comments over a little snippet like, ooh, you don't know how to think for yourself. You didn't watch the whole video, did you?
I hope we get one of those moments.
So we were discussing upbringings is going to be one of the topics. It is Hispanic Heritage Month. And as we know, if you didn't know, my family is Afro-Latina. Both my mother and father are from Honduras, Central America. And our fantastic guest here, Jay, is Panamanian and American. And I was like, you know what? That is amazing to grow up in a household like that, because I know for me, growing up having Afro-Latina parents, Caribbean parents in a household, inside the house, I was always defending being an American. And then outside with my American friends, if I had any, I was defending being Caribbean.
That's interesting.
So
That's
growing
real,
up,
though.
it was always like a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, people hear you with an accent, they automatically think you're from Jamaica because you're a kid. And, of course, you know, at that time, unless you're from the area, you don't really know too much. So it was always like, oh, why do you guys say rice and beans like that? So with you having, what was it like having a Caribbean mom and an American dad? Like, was the morals and the values different growing up in the house?
Well, I wouldn't know the difference because I was only raised one way, like how I was raised. You know what I
Okay.
mean? My mother's Panamanian, and I was just in a Panamanian world that I didn't think it was anything different
Okay.
until, you know, you go outside, and you know, like I said, I think I had told you when we first brought it up that I came up in the you know, as a child, I came up in like the 80s where we didn't have nothing. Everybody was poor. You know what I mean?
Still are.
Yeah, we didn't have nothing. Wasn't no video games and like that out. Like, you know,
You
we
didn't
was
have
like
Atari?
that came like in the later 80s, and if you had it, you was kind of like had some money.
Oh.
So no, not everybody had like Atari. Like at some point, yeah, I was on one, like 2600. It wasn't mine's. You know what I'm saying? All the way up to even when like Nintendo came out, everybody didn't have Nintendo. Like how like Instagram be making it like everybody got money and everybody didn't have. You know what I'm saying? In Boston like that, like I would go to my cousins and them had some money. You know what I mean? So they had you know, my cousin got the Nintendo with the Rob with the robot, if anybody remember that, like that Christmas or whatever that came out.
Look.
He was rich.
Look
That's
at
what I'm
how
saying. He had Rob, he had the robot, the duck hunt, the gun, and all of that. So needless to say, I stayed over there, you know what I'm saying, for like that year or whatever. But going back to the growing up thing, all we had was we didn't really have bikes, toys, none of that. We had outside rocks and jokes.
Outside was lit though.
Rocks and jokes.
And rocks as long as you didn't get caught.
We had rock.
You was good.
Yeah, we was having rock fights. When you think about it, it sounds crazy, but yeah, that's the life we was living, like playing outside and telling and cracking on each other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that was just like the basis of our life. You know what I mean? So like you just trying to like fit in, not trying to get like cracked on. You know, we all got wearing off-brand sneakers. You know what I'm saying? But still,
So, not to cut you off, but pin that thought. What did that teach you growing up as a kid, like morals and values, as far as that now that you're an adult and you can reflect? Whether it was instilled in you by your parent, your mom, or if it was just something you learned along the way.
I ain't learned nothing. It was just all trauma. Just traumaed out. The hood, trauma.
So you learned absolutely nothing. No morals,
Yeah, you
no values.
you learned life was wild.
Do you need a therapist? We had one on the show not too long ago.
Yeah, I came up. I remember. You know what? I remember life was one way, and then crack came out, and then life was another way, and then through all of that, we was just there like surviving as children, you know, in the mix of that. So what I was getting, go ahead.
Well, you say like you grew up with a Panamanian mom. Like I grew up with a Honduran mom. I'm half Haitian, but I didn't, you know how dads do sometimes.
Right.
But like I remember and I'm probably listening to your story. I'm younger than you. Like I was born in the '80s, but my childhood was in the '90s, and it was still as bad. You know what I mean? Like it was still,
Absolutely.
you know, driving through Dudley, they call it Nubian Square now. You know, my mom would be looking
It's
at the
never gonna be Nubian Square. It's always gonna be Dudley.
facts.
Sorry.
And
Go
see
ahead.
my mom, look at these American kids, just up to no good, blah blah. Like you know what I mean? Like how did she look at you as being influenced by the bad Americans or whatever? You know how they say.
Nah, to be honest, my mom was like, just like, you know, you don't notice in the moment, you know, because you're just living. But now when I think back on it, like, yo, she's like in her she's in her mid-20s in a dangerous hood, just surviving. You know what I'm saying? Doing what she got to do to get right. I never seen her getting like disrespected like that. Like, you know, and I would say, you know, if you really want to be technical, she could be labeled a gangster. You know what I'm saying? She was handling the business. She was doing what she had to do. She wasn't being disrespected to the point where she had enough respect to where when I went outside, I didn't have to do nothing because they would be like, yo, that's Pat's son. You know what I'm saying? And like whatever. And I got like a pass like that. You know what I mean? So she like put in that work. And we never talked. I never heard her talk down on anybody. Like,
Good.
you know, oh, somebody's American or somebody's like, she never was like that. Never talked bad about.
That is good to know because
never.
that's not all of our story.
Never. She was always who she was. She always was speaking Spanish. You know, she's like, yeah, you know, our complexion, you know, Honduranians, Panamanians, that's all kind of like the same thing, dark-skinned Spanish-speaking people. She always, you know, my neighbors, we always was in like a half and half neighborhood. Like, you know, it was always half Spanish, half, you know, black, half Cape Verdean. Like, you know, we was all in the mix.
All live together.
Yeah, it was all in the mix. My neighbors was Puerto Rican. The upstairs was Dominicans.
Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, second floor was Puerto Ricans. Third floor was Dominicans.
So wait, do we still have communities like that where we're all just? I feel like
We don't
we're
got
more
communities
separated.
at
Like,
all
I
because you
feel
don't
like
know
we're all
nobody.
separated now.
You don't know the people that live next door to you. It's not the same. Like we was all like, I came up, like I said, before crack, we was able, like people had their doors open. It was like a whole different vibe, like on some movie type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like people got their doors open. I could go to like a neighbor's house and get like some water. You know, we outside playing.
That's community.
Yeah, it was super community like that. Like that whole thing where they, you know, you could get in trouble by somebody else down the street and, you know what I'm saying, your mom's a co-sign it, all of that. Like, yeah, it was like that.
That was definitely the village.
Yeah, it was definitely a village.
But
And
I don't see that much today.
now, and the only thing that, you know, that I regret is that for Spanish being like my mother's first language, like her coming up here having to learn English and whatever, my Spanish is trash. You know what I'm saying? Compared to how it's supposed to be. And the reason why it's trash was because growing up, all you was trying to do was like fit in. You didn't want to stand out like that because people you stand out, you like a target. You know what I'm saying? And like my mom calling me from the window like in Spanish, like, you know what I'm saying? That's like super embarrassing. Like, Ma, and like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I can't relate. Can you? Were you embarrassed when your mother used to call you?
Well, you know, like our Hondurans, like we speak English in the house too, right? So for me, I was never really embarrassed about that with my mom because the same thing like you, even though my mom would talk her ish in the car or whatever, like, you know, I grew up in Roxbury, so it's probably way more American black folk, but there was still a lot of like diversity where we was at. Like, you know, I went to Cathedral Grammar with all the Puerto Ricans, and so like I was used growing up in that neighborhood. Like I was used to different types of people. Like there were way more foreign, way more typical foreign people than me in my neighborhood. So I don't know, it was different, and I don't really get embarrassed like that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it takes
I
a lot.
never really been like that.
To like, you know, not be made fun of and stuff like that. We was just going hard as kids. So,
I would say this. I'm half Haitian, right? I didn't grow up like I grew up my Haitian side except for my father, but a lot of my friends didn't really know my Haitian side. And some of them, like the Jamaicans and stuff like that, like they'll be like, "Yo, don't tell nobody you half Haitian." Like just tell them, like, you know what I mean? Like Haitians used to get it bad back in the day,
now we talk about
and
viral
now
clips.
we the shit.
Let's keep it real. We talk about viral clips, right? I grew up in the era where Haitians wasn't saying they was Haitian. Mm-hmm. They was saying they was like Jamaican or whatever they was. They definitely wasn't saying they was Haitian. And that's why I have so much respect for Haitian people. I got so much respect for them, their culture, their movement, because we had it bad just being black or whatever we had in the neighborhood. Then on top of that, Haitian people had it worse than that. Right. Like the poor black people in the neighborhood was piling on top of Haitian people as if we was better than them. You know what I'm saying? I told somebody this story. I told my daughter this story too. It's like when I found out, like, you know, when I had to be like self-awareness, like you can't be like a follower. Mm-hmm. And I can remember this. I don't want to trigger nobody, but I can remember, you know, we was getting bussed from my neighborhood. I didn't go to the schools that was in our neighborhood. We got bussed to in elementary school. I was going to the Murphy, which is over there by Neponset. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So we used to catch our bus in Four Corners. And then the bus used to go down, you know, Bowdoin and then come down Geneva. The bottom of Westville in Geneva, mad Haitian people used to be getting on the bus. And the kids used to be being like crazy mean to them. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you kids, you like following what other kids do, like, you know, like whatever. And they used to be like, oh, you know, they stink or whatever it was. Like, you know, a bunch of like weird.
Let me tell you, they got some bomb griot when I used to eat pork. Haitians got some bomb fried pork. They got some bomb legging. What else do I love? They're bunnin'.
They're beautiful people.
No, everybody want to be Haitian now. Like
strong
Haitian
people.
I've always, let me tell you, so I grew up in Hyde Park.
It ain't been like that forever.
Who?
Haitian people being out in the public and being accepted and being like strong and all of that.
They're so prideful.
It took the Fugees
because
the Fugees to come out in '96 to give them the boost of confidence that they needed to like start really like being who they were supposed to be and taking over. Because now you look around, Haitians run shit.
Yeah, absolutely. They got the biggest truck for Carnival.
I seen it in whenever they let them once they got their float in the parade, because the Haitians didn't have no float in the parade.
I'm happy that they did.
And then once they got their float in the parade, I seen them coming up the street, thousands deep, you know, with their flag. From there, it was no turning back. And they living out there who they supposed to be. You know what I mean? And I respect them. But they had a hard, long road. Like, you know, if you Haitian now, you got it super easy because y'all like lit. There's people that's like seeking out Haitian people. Like, oh, I want a Haitian boyfriend or whatever. I want a Haitian girlfriend. It wasn't like that in the 80s and 90s, not at all.
Yeah,
so,
with time comes change, because change is always great.
Absolutely.
I wanted to piggyback off of a statement that Javi said earlier, where he was like, you know, our parents, well, he said his mom, but my mom was the same way. Like they would say like the American kids were this, that, and the third. And the reason why I wanted to have this conversation is because I feel like that's still happening today in 2025, unfortunately.
What?
Where there's still that fight with Caribbeans, with West Indians and Americans. And honestly, the culture is pretty much, the way that they're raised, the values and the morals is kind of similar. They're very similar. The only thing that separated us was like a flag, you know, the colonizers.
Well, I'm going to be honest. Caribbean people have much more love in their hearts for people, I believe. I feel that. Like I didn't notice the difference, right?
But how can you say something that? You know all Americans, you know all
No,
West
I
Indians
don't, but
to
I
say
just
that?
know my experience. So what my experience is I'm just in my house and I'm chilling. Like I said, we was poor. I was never hungry. There was always rice and beans on my stove, always some type of meat or like whatever. And I was just taking that like that was regular. And then my peoples would be coming over my house and they would be like super excited to eat, like, you know what I'm saying, my mother's food and, you know, like whatever. And I was just thinking like, you know, that's the food I always see in there. I don't even want it. And they would be like dogging it, just happy to have like that. And then I started going over their houses, like the Black American people. It wasn't that same type of thing going on in there. For real. You know, and I could now, and then when I look at both, I'm like, okay, even with like how my grandmother, how my aunts, you know what I'm saying, on the Panamanian side, like the love they show, you know what I'm saying, to the kids, it's different than a lot of Black American households. It was to me.
I don't know. I didn't. I'm only speaking from an experience now as an adult because, as I mentioned earlier, I was sheltered, so I didn't really get to go to nobody's house and see how nobody.
So listen to what I'm trying to tell you, then.
And I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no. If you listened 10 seconds ago, I just said I'm speaking from my adult experience because
Gotcha.
earlier in the show I stated I was sheltered, so I don't know about that. So I can't speak on that. I'm not saying your experience is invalid.
When you say you were sheltered, what does that mean?
I couldn't go nowhere. From school to home, home to school. That was it. Nothing more, nothing less. School, home, school. You went anywhere else.
Until what age?
Shoot. I think
I was only going to school to home and two for a long time.
I got a job when I was 14. That was my escape.
Yeah.
Going to work.
So we all kind of start going out. Before 14, you ain't really, you know, not many people are like running the streets.
Bro, you was at somebody's house.
I was at my cousin's house.
Oh.
My cousins and them, and like I said, it was neighborhood a little bit.
I couldn't go to the neighbor's house.
But it's a different era that you grew up in, so you're right.
It was like 5 years after you. 10, 7 tops. Not that far.
No, not at all.
However, girls are raised different from boys.
That's a fact. They should be.
They should not be.
Absolutely should be. It's y'all fighting a different battle out here.
Absolutely. We're all fighting different battles. I don't disagree with that. However, simultaneously, we're both still people at the beginning of the day.
You can't raise your son and daughter the exact same way.
That's not one of the topics for tonight, so we're not going to go there.
Okay.
So
right.
We're going to stick to the topic at hand.
It's getting hot.
Because we're talking, it's not getting hot. It's just I like to stay focused. And the topic we're discussing right now is, for me in my head, the way that cultures like to make things what they're not. This is kind of where I was trying to go with that.
Like what?
There's a lot of...
Expound.
The everyday human already has, most of the time, like, already formulated thought of someone, something, a situation, right? So until you get to know said person or people is when you'll be able to change that perspective. So now that I'm an adult and I have a lot of Black American friends, I feel like what I was taught as a child in a Caribbean home is not exactly the truth.
So you think you was like, so in your Caribbean household, they talk down on the Black Americans?
Yes. I wasn't allowed to have American friends growing up.
Wow.
I'm just being honest.
Wow.
I wasn't.
But thank you for your honesty.
I wasn't allowed it. I wasn't even... Let me tell you something. As the girl, the last girl, I wasn't allowed to do a lot. Okay, so there's that part. If my brother wasn't home or outside, I couldn't go outside.
What was the reason you was given?
So they don't have manners. They're lazy. They're disrespectful. So things of that nature, I couldn't.
They're lazy, huh?
I couldn't.
It's like some like white supremacist.
That's 100% what it is. That's 100%.
I'm just saying that's how we were raised.
But it works both ways.
Well,
Wow.
in my house, I can't say all.
No,
I can't say all.
No, I believe you. I believe you because, like I said, being half Latino, I was able to experience the Latino side, where, like I said, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. If you knew my mom, then you didn't consider me to be Black American. You would think that I was just like my mother's son, Panamanian. So I got to have a firsthand seat to hear how bad they talk about Black Americans. They would like talk about them bad, you know what I'm saying, in front of me, but they didn't consider me one.
Because I was born here. Like,
So you was.
I'm an American.
You was
So like
hopping
I
on your
said, I was
American side,
in my
yeah.
house, I'm defending being an American. And then outside to the Americans, I'm defending being Caribbean.
But both your parents are from Honduras.
Both parents, mother and father,
So
fluent Spanish.
you're Honduranian.
I get that.
You're
However,
you're not Black American.
I get that.
Okay.
A lot of people will say
Yo,
that
that's
whatever
kinda
your father
complicated.
is what you are. What'd you say?
I'll let y'all smoke. I mean, cause y'all are touching. I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but y'all are touching a topic that's been kind of brewing in the background in Black communities for a long time.
It drives me crazy.
So-
That's why I wanted to talk about
Yeah.
it.
Go ahead,
It
go ahead.
drives
I mean, I know
me
that.
nuts.
Yeah, they're doing the FBA thing, and you know, it's sad, but like I said, I can only talk from experience, and we should all be together.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Because as I was trying to say, now that I'm an adult and I have Black American friends and I'm an American, because I was born in America, so that makes me American by birth, right? Naturally being born here, I'm an American. However,
like
having
now, once you
Caribbean,
got, sorry, go
you
ahead, go ahead.
spoke. Hush, it's not your turn no more. However, having Caribbean parents and the things that they say, and even recently on Instagram, I don't know if you guys saw this, where this lady was like, how Labor Day parade, all the Caribbean people are coming out, and it's, you know, we should start asking them for their green card. Why are we going so far?
You know why?
This is crazy
Because it's
to
the
me.
disrespect. It's the disrespect.
Why can't we come together? I don't understand how people can see where this administration is taking us. Hold on, don't go yet. Prior to the administration already separating us, we were already separated by languages, this, that, and the third. But we all do the same thing. If you either eat arroz con pollo, or you eat pelao, or you eat rice and beans, or you eat peas and rice. It's all the same thing. Why are we really fighting and going through all of this? I'm so confused, and I would really like for somebody to tell me, when will this stop?
It's been passed down through.
I really just want it to stop.
Yeah, it's passed.
It's so exhausting. It's exhausting.
The problem is how you said you was raised. You was raised by your parent who's supposed to be the one raising you up. And they're telling you all this propaganda about Black Americans.
Right.
Now, once you get a chance to experience Black Americans, you find out that Black Americans are the most fierest people on the planet over all of that. Like, yeah, you got a lot of culture, Panamanians, Honduranians, Haitians, Cape Verdeans, all of that, but the root style of flavor and just everything is
It's America.
Black American.
America. When I travel, as much as people down talk America, they want to be like us so bad.
That's it. And now look at the disrespect. Now look at it from the Black American standpoint. Look at the disrespect that they have to endure. First, you have to endure it from white people. And then you get past that, and then you got people that look like you coming at you with disrespect, with no basis of those things that they're talking about. Where do you get off that saying that Black Americans are lazy and they're unmannered and all of that? That's all just
It's wild.
propaganda.
It is
that
propaganda.
that they was given, that they spew back.
Because I know a lot of Americans that have a lot of manners and
So
respect.
look what Black Americans got to fight through for all of these years. So to get to a point
I'm gonna let you
where at
finish.
some point you're going to be like, yo, y'all going to have to back down. Y'all going to have to back down. Who's y'all? All of y'all. It's not white people. It's not Asian people. It's all of y'all got to back down, because Black American culture is the number one culture leading the planet.
I think you're making the situation worse.
But it's the truth.
I
And
don't-
if you're not going to at
I
least
don't know if you could come back.
acknowledge that, you got to at least acknowledge that for us to get to a place where we could come together. But if you're not going to acknowledge that Black Americans is the top shotter of the whole thing, then where we going? Because you want to be like, oh, no, we're kind of equal. No, we're not.
We're all equal because we're human beings.
Black Americans is the top. Everything comes from Black Americans. And
He's going to make me throw your mic.
It
You're
is
lucky
what
I
it
love
is.
you.
I'm
Please
half
don't.
and half.
I'm not.
And I love the culture that I got from my mom is like what makes me feel even more dope because I got the Black American thing, but then I got some sauce on top of it. But without the Black American part, if I was Panamanian, it's not. I wouldn't get it. Like how you may not get it. If you're not black, if you're not black and you're not understanding the struggle that Black people have gone through and
I know
that we
you did not
still
just
go
tell me
through.
I don't know about a struggle of
No,
Black
no,
people.
you-
I'm a
you don't-
Black woman
you
in
do.
America.
You do. You
An
get it.
Afro-Latina
You do
woman
get
in
it.
America. Don't
But you
tell me
still-
about no struggle.
You still
sir.
open. You still open-minded to the fact that maybe we're all like on the. It's not like that. Like
It's not like that because
you're
there's
black.
people.
You're black first,
Hold
and
on.
then everything else after that.
Hold on. And I agree with you on that. However, the reason why things can't change is because there's people that think like you. And if we all thought
Like what?
like what you just said,
But like what part though?
if we can actually
What's the
view
part
each
that you
other,
feel is wrong?
I don't think it's wrong. I think it's the difference of mindset, and it's nothing wrong with having a different set of mindset. It's just that's where you find equally yoked individuals, like-minded individuals. We can come together and stop this war with all the whatever, and thinking, oh, this person is better than the next, because they're not. Everyone's fighting against each other for what? To say you're better, how? How?
You're right. So
How am I right when you
how
just
the
said opposite that
the
10
fight
seconds
start?
ago?
The fight started with people talking shit about Black people. We don't talk shit about other cultures like that until y'all come with your shit. And then we're going to come back. And when we come back, it's like, oh my God, this is how they, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. We had to endure a lot to get this thing going. It wasn't, look at, when you watch those videos, right, of whatever back in the days, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, whatever that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where is the Latino people?
They didn't talk to each other.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Where were they? Like the Black people are there.
I wasn't in the South
They in
then.
the struggle,
Is
right?
they even in?
Where's the
Hold
backup?
on, where are they now? Where's the Spanish people at now? When they're not down
Where's
south.
where's the Asian people? Where's
They're not down-
everyone who
there
takes
might be
from
like
Black
a
culture?
sprinkle
Where
here
were
and
they?
there.
Where were they? And where are they when the fight is for Black causes? They don't show up. Black people show up for everybody. Black people show up for everybody. Who shows up for Black people?
I don't know. I'm in the middle.
Okay,
I
sorry.
can't answer that because I just
Yo,
fighting
so,
for everybody. So I mind my business now. That's why I stay in the house.
I don't know. Like, I think both of you guys, right? Like, so this is interesting because this literally like falls into my wheelhouse, right? Like, I studied American political history, in particular, like, just tracing Black people, throughout Western culture, and it's crazy that we're having these fights knowing where it comes from. And it comes from the same place a lot of this stuff comes from. White supremacy. Right? You asked earlier where now I'm not picking a side here. Like I don't want to pick a side. Because I feel like it's a family fight.
I don't want to pick a side either. Just want unification.
Me neither.
But what we gotta remember is that white people did what they needed to do to keep the cash flowing. And the cash flowed because of slaves, right? Free labor. And when white people started seeing the slave revolts, successful slave revolts in the Caribbean, they propagandized us. That's where all these views about Haitians and
Right.
voodoo and
Right.
all this other stuff came from,
Absolutely.
right? And it infiltrated us.
Because Haitians is the first successful
Yeah.
revolt to like really put it down like that, and now
Yeah.
Hold on,
and then
hold on,
and then
hold
when
on.
Black people in America fought for their freedom, because I know a lot of white people will go like, well, white people, we're the ones that no black people did a lot to earn their freedom, right? That's when white people again tried to keep y'all down by comparing you to us. That animosity between these two groups has nothing to do with us. Has everything to do with a group of people, powerful people trying to keep us separated. And it's sad. I don't know, you guys don't hate each other, but when you look online, you see these arguments between FBAs and Caribbean people,
Terrible.
all that. It's stupid. It's a waste of time, and it does nothing. Like, we all are the same people. Like, and I get what you're saying. Like, African American culture is. You look at K-pop. There'd be no K-pop without African American culture.
Right.
But at the same time, African American culture is a combination of Southern Black culture, Northern Black culture. And when you look at Northern Black culture, you can't talk about Northern Black culture and even some Southern Black culture without the integration of Afro-Latinos and Caribbeans into that. It's all a mix. Yeah. In the 60s, there were plenty of Afro-Latinos and Caribbeans. Malcolm X's mom is from the Caribbean, right? Like Marcus Garvey, Jamaican. He started like the Black Liberation Movement, right? Like in the countless Black Americans, descendants of slaves, that Martin Luther King Jr. like that fought for freedom and unity between us, right? But I don't know, bro.
But like you said, it's all from white supremacist talking.
That's what it is. That's
right?
what we should be fighting.
Now that's who we're supposed to fight.
The government.
Now you
has
want
us
it.
all mad at each other.
That's right. And
it's the government.
That's how it's always been since the times we was in kings and queens in the castles and whatever. They're in the castles. They got the gold. They got the grapes, and they getting fed and all of that. But the only way they can do that is from taking from the people from outside of the castle. Mm-hmm. You keep taking from those people and taxing those people. At some point, they're gonna be like, "Yo, why are we giving our taxes to these people, and we don't have nothing?" So what you got to do is you got to get them to bicker amongst each other and keep them occupied so we can stay up here in our castle and be kings and queens. Yeah. That's how it's always been. They start getting like they acting like they about to start getting riled up. Let's go bring them the Coliseum. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring them the circus.
Let them fight.
Let's entertain them, or if not entertain them, keep them fighting amongst each other.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're doing now. We're fighting amongst each other. Now, even what I said, those talking points, and you got Caribbean people saying they talking down on Black people, and we don't like them or whatever. Who the number one people who really don't like Black people? Is Black people.
Yo, you ain't
so
lying.
Now we talk. Now we talking.
Facts.
So I want to get that on the record.
Self-hate is real.
Yeah, I said everything I was saying about all those other things, but let's keep it real. Who else don't like, American Black people? The top hater of American Black people is American Black people. So once we in it like that, the soup is like too thick. It's too many, nasty ingredients in there, and it got us all stirred up. And that's like crazy. You know what I mean?
Extremely crazy. Avi just gave me the high five, and we didn't get to our last topic yet. And I need to touch the topic. I need to touch this.
Or you can go to the questions.
So we're going to go dive into it real quick, real briefly, I promise. And now I'm going to go through it real quick. Because I know, I feel like Javi's going to have a nice piece for this, because I love Javi, and I don't highlight anyone's relationship. However, I've seen the growth of their marriage, and I value marriage and I respect marriage. So with that being said, I was so extremely annoyed when when Offset, of all people, I know sometimes it's not the delivery or the deliverer, it's the message. To hell with that. How is he going to say, or any man, not just Offset, but any man who does what he did in their marriage, to go out and publicly say they don't suggest marriage for men? Like, bro, you cheated the whole time. I don't think you should have anything to say about anything besides how to cheat, because that's all you're good at. I've never heard his music, and I don't care to. And it's not like, yes, I am a Cardi fan, and because she's so extremely transparent and doesn't bite her tongue about things is why I rock with her. And I will always respect anybody who is 100% transparent about who they are, that doesn't put up an image. So for this bitter man to come on the people them internet, Rihanna's internet, and say men shouldn't get married, he's bitter. And he is really the last person on earth to even give such a type of a suggestion. If you're married to the right person, marriage can be very beautiful. It's when you're married to the wrong person, or when a relationship with the wrong person is wrong. It won't be nice. And of course, even, hold that thought, pin it. But don't make it too long because we don't have time. Even when I see women doing it, I'm like, ooh, somebody did her dirty. And I know they're going to come for me. I know they're going to come for me. They're going to be like, oh, no, she didn't.
Women doing what?
Like doing what Offset did.
What?
Being bitter online. Like, oh, love is horrible. Don't do it. Like, why? You just had a bad experience. You can't nestle everybody into that one experience. I don't like when people do that. My heart has been broken several times, but I will always go back and love again. Because love is dope. We've had this conversation before. I think, was it Jeff that was on our show when we talked about love being a drug? Love is a drug. Love is absolutely a drug. And when you don't have it, a lot of people get depressed when they don't have love in their lives, like genuine, real love. So for all you men or women who feel the way Offset feels, y'all need to be around people who are actually being loved properly, and maybe you'll have a different outlook on what love looks and feels like. You're around miserable people. That's why you feel and think like that. And because you had a few bad experiences, you're allowing those bad experiences to deter how you really and truly feel inside. As humans, we're built to be loved by somebody the right way. So when you get your little heart broken and you're like boo-hooing, that's good. Go to therapy or something. Go talk to a friend, a counselor, a cousin, somebody that's going to listen to you and tell you, like, these feelings are valid and this is going to pass. And when it does, go do it again. You got 2 seconds. Time is going. Hurry up, because I want to get to my cards. This was the highlight of the show. You crazy.
Well, you said
a mouthful.
Yeah, you said a lot.
Mm-hmm. And I don't like how people's coming after Sierra's husband either, because he's a football player. He don't fumble.
No. Well, number one, you said it's by people's experience. So you got to take you don't take advice from somebody who ain't never been through anything.
But he has been through it. He just had a bad experience when he went through it. So you really can't listen to that. There's people out there who have had bad experiences and will still go and be like, you know what? This may not have worked out, but this is the part I played in it. And if I am to entertain a relationship again, this is how I will be better. That's when you know somebody is not bitter about a relationship.
I'm not on Offset's side at all.
I'm not on anybody's side. I'm speaking in general.
But what I will say is he's speaking from experience. So
of sticking his prick in other places. Like,
now
what? I would have divorced him too. The fuck?
We don't. What's the background on that? Like, how you know what happened? Because I don't think me or you wasn't there.
We weren't there.
Where'd you get your information from?
We weren't there. However, the majority of men that I know, if their woman, girlfriend, wife, fiance, whatever, was to cheat on them, even if it was their side piece, they wouldn't stay.
That's a fact. We're two different species.
So the fact,
it's an Indy and an Audi.
Do you want to stay on Cardi and Offset, or do you mean in general? Because if you want to, we can. But we don't have that kind of time, so I need you to pick a card. We have time to go? Oh, go.
What you mean? As far as
are you speaking specifically on their situation or in general with cheating?
I mean, you brought up them, so like
no, I only use Offset as an example.
Well, you said he's bitter because he said,
and I also said anyone, man or woman, that
men
speaks
don't need
like
to
him,
get married.
Right. I said male or female that speaks like him are bitter. That's what I said.
He's speaking from his experience,
his
that
bitter
he had.
ass experience where he was a badass husband. But go ahead.
We wasn't there.
Bro, if she did,
relationships super
yes,
hard.
they are super hard.
And
however, if a woman did what he did to her, they would leave.
Absolutely.
And then they'd be like, oh, women need to choose better. And then when we leave, we still bad. We can't win. We don't have a race in the dogfight.
What I will say is they move a little bit more. They just move a little better than men do, right? Men are raised with a different set of rules and standards than women are.
As far as what?
Women are coming out the gate to be like, yo, I'm going to sleep with as many men as I can from the age of 15 to 17 or whatever. Now they are. That's why society is going in the way it's going.
Stay on topic. So you think that's okay? So because he was raised to stick his prick every which way, at what
That's
point,
not his fault.
It is his fault, because at what point does he say this is not okay?
He's saying
he's
it now.
a grown ass man. He has 3 or 4 kids with his wife. You know what I mean? So at what point does he take accountability for his own dick to not go into places it ain't supposed to go?
You know what? The marriage thing ain't because number one, we going again. We going off this American thing that was given to us with the wife and the husband and the dog and the picket fence and all of that.
The American dream isn't the American dream, but that's another topic. That's a whole different topic. We're talking about infidelity and people who should not give advice about relationships.
African.
No, it don't got nothing to do with that. You know what? Pick a card.
Kings is supposed to have a bunch of wives.
Africans, and they got money. Go.
Yeah, you're supposed to have enough to take care of them.
And the wives also are aware of the other wives. If you're not telling all your women about the other women, you're a sucker.
Absolutely.
Pick a card.
Absolutely.
Well, only one. He picks one. What did you pick? Read it.
If you had a superpower, what would it be? I'm asking you.
You asking me? Yeah. If I had a superpower, my superpower would be to read people's minds so I can know in advance what I'm getting into. What? No. What's your super? That was your question. You're the guest. It was your question, but you threw it at me, so I don't mind.
My superpower would be to have all the superpowers.
Yo, he really did go to Latin school, yo. Facts. That's an answer.
I'm here for it. I wouldn't want all the superpowers. I really and truly wouldn't, because that's way too much going on for me anyway as a person. But I ain't mad at that.
See through walls, shoot
I'm
lasers,
not mad at
fly,
that.
all of that.
I'm not mad at that. I don't want all that.
Up here,
I just want to know
bonds.
what's up here. I just want to know what's up here, because people lie so much, you just don't really know the genuineness of the person. So I want to know what's here before. I need people to come with a label, like a
That's
caution
gonna drive
label.
you crazy.
Warning. No, it won't.
You'll be so disappointed.
I'm already disappointed.
You knew what everybody was thinking.
It's
You'll be
easier
so
for
disappointed.
me. With that being said, peace, love, and light. Thank you, Mr. J, for coming on. If they need to book you for a DJ, where can they find you?
DJay Spriggs. I'm on Instagram. Yeah, here we go. Like
DJay Spriggs on all platforms.
Yeah.
So make sure you tune into Pandagasms on all listening platforms as well. We are on iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon. The list goes on. So make sure you tune in 7:30 p.m. every Wednesday. We are here. Tune into your platform to hear us on all the listening thingy mabobbits. And make sure you come out on the 20th to the Token Flow. Peace, love, and light. Gang, gang.
Peace. I didn't mean nothing I said.